Whenever you come to Boston University, you always have to think about records. The record in the U.S. Collegiate 3,000 meters, Drew Bosley from Northern Arizona on January 27th of 2023, almost 2 years ago, 7:36.42. That is a number that a number of these runners in this race tonight have on their mind, maybe have written down on a piece of paper back at the dorm at college, and they are gunning for it tonight, a potential record, the men's 3K.
And being paced by none other than the Hoey brothers, Jackson and Josh. Josh, who set a lifetime best 3:52 in the mile earlier, he's in second. Jackson's out front right now. They're looking to bring them through at 4:03 through 1,600 meters through the first 8 laps of this 1,500-meter race.
And it's not just the top-level collegians and obviously the pros out front pacing them, the Hoey brothers, but there are also some pros in this race that are definitely going to help the possibility for a record for that come to fruition. And from North Carolina, Carolina Blue, currently in the number 5 and 6 position, that is Parker Wolfe and Ethan Strand. They had some incredible cross-country performances. Parker Wolfe just engaged in some dynamic duels over 10,000 meters, over 5,000 meters a year ago, talking to him after a solid run here at BU. But also up in the mix, we have to mention Gary Martin, he's here. Nathan Green, he's here. Yaseen Abdalla from Arkansas, he's here. Joe Wascom is also in the race.
So far, a pretty hot pace. They're keeping it a little bit too honest, perhaps, but that's going to set them up to be successful in the long run. Because, again, we mentioned all these fast milers like Gary Martin, like Nathan Green, like Washington alum Joe Wascom. These guys can kick off of that no matter what the pace.
And then you have a longer distance runner like Athanas Kyoko now running for on, dropping down really in distance to the 3K. Not known for his, let's say, mile prowess, but the Hoey brothers, Jackson and Josh. Jackson currently in the lead, both of them wearing Adidas colors and already ran today, but today, right now, they are pacing. And in the number 3 position, right behind the Hoeys.
That's Yaseen Abdalla from Arkansas. Yaseen with the yin and yang hair there. Hard to miss. The Sudanese 3K Indoor record holder at 7:42.23, which he set at the 2023 Terrier Classic here in Boston.
2:30 through the first 5 laps. Jackson Hoey steps aside. His brother, Josh, he of the 3:52 and change from earlier today, is now in charge of the pacing, and they are on pace and then some.
Phil, 2:30 is world-class pace. We're talking 7:30 if they can maintain it. It is a pretty sizable here, but again, just considering how fast they're going, I think a collegiate record is very much in the books.
What happens here in the second kilometer, obviously a lot of it will depend on Josh Hoey, how his pacing continues. They're not going to dial it back. It's just how heavy the legs get in the final 6 to 8 laps.
Abdalla was clearly the most eager to go after it early, but Parker Wolfe has latched right onto him. And what an impressive finish he had to his cross-country season. After the injuries, his coach Chris Miltenberg told our Ryan Fenton at the NCAA Championships, in 5 years we will look back at this season and it will have been the most important, this cross-country season, in his development as a professional runner. Being able to respond to adversity mid-season and adjust in a way that you've never adjusted before, that just goes to show you how impressive his 7th place finish really was.
So they're looking at a 4:03 metric mile, 1,600 meters. Josh Hoey once again in the lead. He's the winner of the mile earlier today. He's coming back to pace this group through potentially 3K. We'll see what that number is. It is 4:02 point. Josh Hoey is right on point, and Yaseen Abdalla in second, and Parker Wolfe in the number 3 spot for North Carolina.
Need I mention Hoey did that just hours after a 3:52? What a day for Josh Hoey, but this is about the collegians that remain. Yaseen Abdalla, who placed 33rd in the Olympics marathon with yet another Sudanese record of 2 hours, 11 minutes. He's going to try and use his strength to hold on to this lightning hot pace.
So Ethan Strand from North Carolina has moved back into the number 4 position. Now Gary Martin in 5th as there's gaining some separation, that single file top 5. Martin, as you know, obviously has miler speed. So does some others in the group, but maybe not to the level that Gary Martin, the man from Virginia, has. So we know one of those 5, Josh Hoey, is going to step off soon. They're coming down And will Hoey step aside on this lap? He does. They're going to lead it up to the 4 collegians, Arkansas, North Carolina, and Virginia, to battle it out for a potential record at Boston University.
And listen to the crowd. They're starting to get into this final kilometer. Yaseen Abdalla, Parker Wolfe, and Ethan Strand, they've just got to stick together at this point. But I love the move that Gary Martin made to get up in touch with the top 3 now. He's keeping a nice distance, not letting them get too far away as they inject every little surge. Final 800 meters, they need a 2:03.
5:34, 2:02. They were needed a 2:32, 1,000 meters. Here comes Martin to go into the top 10 in the collegiate ranks. Over 3,000 meters, you need to run 7:40. I think we're going to get a couple guys join that all-time top 10 as Yaseen Abdalla, then Parker Wolfe, Ethan Strand, and Gary Martin. There are the 4. They have separated themselves by meters from the rest of the field. 3 to go. Here comes Martin going wide on Strand. Parker Wolfe now pulling up to the shoulder of Abdalla. Can the Tar Heels go 1-2? Lots of things still to be determined.
Gary Martin trying to break up the Tar Heel 2-3, but Parker Wolfe trying to go a step further. He's into the lead now.
So it is Parker Wolfe bringing his teammate Ethan Strand with him, and here comes Gary Martin trying to sneak up into that number 3 position. Will he go to the rail or will he stay on the shoulder of Ethan Strand? 6:35, they got to go sub 60 seconds over the final 2 laps.
They can absolutely do that. Now it's a question of who can come away with the win. Strand looks confident in second. Martin cannot get around Abdalla.
So Strand took a quick look over his shoulder just to see where everybody else is. Have the Tar Heels started to gain some separation? It looks like they have, and they're going to get some back traffic to deal with. 1 lap to go at 7:02. They're on record pace.
This is going to be quick, Phil Grove.
Parker Wolfe, Ethan Strand. It is going to be a Tar Heel 1-2. They have left the rest of the field behind. Who's going to win? Is it Parker Wolfe? He took a look over the inside shoulder. He wants the record. He wants the win. He wants to beat his teammate Ethan Strand. Here they come. North Carolina blue up front. Strand and Wolfe. The record is long gone with the win, and it looks like that's going to be Ethan Strand. They hug each other. It is Strand, 7:30.15. Oh my goodness.
An absolutely unbelievable performance by the Tar Heels at Boston University.
Crushed the record by over 6 seconds. Abdalla in 3rd, also under it. Martin in 4th, also under the old record of 7:36.42. The magic of the world's fastest indoor oval at Boston University returns. Wow, what a race.
Ethan Strand just showcased every ounce of grit that he had. I was asking myself throughout that entire last lap, what's it going to come down to? Strength, speed? It came down to grit. That's ultimately what